we're gonna go ahead and put these cloud wheels on. And I've never tried it. I've never tried cloud wheels in my life. So, first step, deflate your tire. Always. And seriously, these are tiny tires. It doesn't take, this whole process doesn't take very long, guys. Right, so as you can see, the spacer inside is falling down. You just take this little side of your skate tool, line her up. You don't really have to get aggressive with it, but don't be scared of it either. Don't forget your speed ring. Flat side goes in. So the next ride, when I finalize this review, that's a little too tight. So there are different theories on how to adjust your nuts. What I find is, so right about here, that initial resistance that you feel, that's the nylock nut doing its thing. You just want to turn it in. Hear that? So that's too loose. We now have no side-to-side play and a nice long spin. That's pretty much where you want to be. Yes, I do have these bushings a little bit over tightened, as I'm sure some of you guys, more astute guys, will notice. It's because I'm a big dude and I don't like loose trucks. As you can see, cloud wheels on there. So crack her loose. By the way, the front wheels have 2 speed rings, so make sure that your inner speed ring stays on the axle. The outer speed ring goes outside. There we go. Just like that. And flat part goes in, round part goes out. And we're just going to do the same process. We have side-to-side play. Still. Damn. There we go. Now we got some good spins. Spins freely, spins true. No side-to-side wobble. Perfect. Now we're going to do the backs. But this is where having a good, like a little folding hex tool type deal or a good hex key set will help. Alrighty. And I'm sure there's going to be some dirt and gunk on this side. And again, it's because of the sand. So there we go. That's how you know you have your belt tension right. See how easy that slides off? That's perfect belt tension, right? Should just have that perfect slip fit. And as you can see, it's a little funky up in there, so we're going to make sure that we clean that before we reuse. Next step, we have to take this belt guard off. This belt guard is designed for the pneumatic wheels, and as you'll see, the cloud wheels are different. Another thing that I really strongly recommend, guys, is go ahead and get on Amazon and order you up one of those multi-packs of metric hardware, because your stuff is going to wear out, especially if you change your wheels frequently. There we go. So now for this part, we're just going to lightly back it out. Just enough so that you can get a little wiggle on it. Maybe a little more. Just take your little brush, knock all that dust and dirt out real quick. As you can see, none of this really takes a lot of time. None of this really takes a lot of effort. And that's all good enough. So now we've got the belt and we have the cloud wheel. Again, you're just trying to line up that bushing that's in there so it'll go straight on the axle. So slide your belt in. Pop that on. And you're just going to lightly pull out. Got a little bit of play there. Right, so that's about where we want to be. It's not too tight, it's not too loose. You're just going to tighten that one up. And as you can see, I'm not really putting a lot of effort in. This is just a slip fit. When you have your belts adjusted properly, it'll just kind of slide on and slide off without issue. Just like that. So now you're just going to snug that. Take your bolts out. Give it a little drop. Now the next time that I take these off, I'm going to go through the whole bolt, soak it in alcohol, make sure that all of the old Loctite is out. I don't have a tap in this size, otherwise I would run a thread chasing tap down there. Again, this is not stuff that most people normally have to do, so if you want to do it, cool, and if you don't want to do it, well, cool. This is how I do it. Now, repeat the process. If you have a couple of these extra bolts to change out here and there, you can actually put the Loctite on it and let it won't actually dry until you tighten it into a hole. It is anaerobic, which means it will cure without air. See, I'm not really using a whole lot. It doesn't take a whole lot. There we go. So you guys get the idea, right? This is all straightforward stuff. Even if you're not the most mechanically inclined person in the world, just go slow. If you're intimidated by the use of tools, go slow. Take your time with it. And I promise, if you take your time with it, you will figure it out. Might actually speed this up in editing. Remember guys, you don't want to over tighten your hardware. We're going to go ahead and get it set up. So that's the cloud wheel brush guard. And there is a washer that comes with this kit for this board. So this washer goes right here. So you have a little spacer right there. A little dollop. Okay, so this will go on after the wheel. So now just take your wheel, make sure your spacer's lined up, don't forget your belt. You can also just use a hex tool. All you're trying to do is just move that bushing so that it pops. There you go. Just like that. And just kind of line it up here on the motor. There we go. Just like that. Now, if you don't have that spacer in, this belt is going to contact this plate here. That's the whole point of that spacer. And it's not a magic spacer. If you lose it, just literally go get a washer. Just go get a 1/4 inch washer. I mean, it's not, none of this is rocket science. All right, I'm just gonna run this. Oop. I forgot my speed ring. There we go. Don't forget your speed ring. The whole purpose of that speed ring, just so you guys can understand, I'll show you here. You're putting pressure here against the race of the bearing and not out here on the side of it. So what it does is it makes your bearings last a little bit longer, spin a little bit freer. That's it. That's the whole point. All right. Hold the motor. Perfect. All right. There we go. Cloud wheel's in place. We're going to do the same thing to the other one, but I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here, and we'll come back in a moment. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, the maintenance here is done. We got her all pretty much wiped down and cleaned up. Just going to give it a little test. So I just want to make one observation. These actually appear to be smoother in operation than the pneumatic wheels were. So I may be doing a video on how to balance pneumatic wheels for your skateboard. So the current stats, I've gone about 21 kilometers so far on the board over the course of 2 days. I have used 1 bar off of the remote and 1 bar off of the battery. That's pretty awesome. So now what we're going to do is put this into pairing mode. Remote is paired. I'm going to keep it in. You can switch. This is where you can switch from kilometers to miles per hour, by the way, when you sync it. And which button is confirm? Button A is confirm. Okay. I'm going to keep it in kilometers just because, I don't know, it's easier for me. Motor type is belt. This is where we're going to change the wheel diameter because we had it set for 175. So we're going to go ahead and adjust it down for the 120s. Right, see? So there's more than just changing out the wheels, just so you guys know that. Now we've got it set, and you can change the drive ratio. I'm not going to, but you can. That's actually one of the hidden modes that you can get more speed out of the board, though your speedometer will not be accurate. So if you were to change the gear ratio on it, you could actually get a little bit more power out of it. So there we go, and we're done. So now we're in speed mode 1. That's 20 kilometers an hour. That's 30 kilometers an hour in speed mode 2. And I will confirm I was actually going about 30 kilometers an hour at various points today. So I do feel that that is fairly accurate. Anyway, now you've seen everything that's involved when you switch a B1 Hercules over to cloud wheels. You guys have seen how the remote works, and you guys have my overall opinion on the board. I think it's an excellent board. It's got a few little quirks that I'm still working on, such as the signal issue and things like that, but it doesn't really detract from the board, and I still feel it's a very good deal. So now let's go stand on the board with these cloud wheels, see if we notice a difference right away. This is probably where you're gonna watch me bust my happy ass. Quite a loss of height, comparatively. Ooh, okay. I don't know that I like this height. I think I like the 175 millimeter height better, but that's okay. And we'll give you guys a review on those. Anyway, this is Byron. I've still got a little bit more cleaning to do, but y'all have a great rest of your day.